Showdown.com here with DC Dan Cormier taking on Dan Henderson, UFC 173, Las Vegas, Nevada, Saturday night. And, you know, this is a match between two former Olympians, a guy I know you looked up to a little bit, maybe in your wrestling career, but definitely in your MMA career. What's going to be like getting in there with a legend like Dan Henderson?
I mean, it's pretty good. You know, I have these moments, like whenever Frank Mir was walking to the cage and Josh Barnett, I'm like, man, I'm actually about to fight Josh Barnett or Frank Mir. And I'm pretty sure I'll have that moment on Saturday when Dan's on his way, but you know what, man? It's going to be fun, but you know, I want to win. You know, at the end of the day, like, no matter how much I respect someone or how much I like someone, you know, it doesn't exceed my will to win. And when you prepare like I prepare, nothing's going to get in the way of that.
This fight is most likely going to be an eliminator match for a potential title shot after John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson get after it. I think a lot of people expect John Jones to be the guy standing there. I know you've wanted a piece of him for a long time. Is it hard to put that on the back burner now and focus on Dan Henderson?
No, because, I mean, if you don't focus on Dan Henderson, you get beat. It's simple. You know, like...
And you usually get knocked out.
You get knocked out, and that's horrible. You know, I can't go back home after getting knocked out. But the worst thing about it is this, okay? So guys overlook someone, and they completely forget about what they're overlooking the person for. The ultimate goal is to be the champion. You look at the champion, look at the champion, look at the champion, and forget that you have somebody in front of you. You get beat, and now the thing you wanted so bad is gone. So you have to focus on the right now just to even have the ability to focus on the championship and everything later. Because if you don't take care of what's going on right now in this moment, just kind of it disappears. Now it's only a dream, you know? And it's all your fault. So I'm completely focused on Dan Henderson.
Dan Henderson definitely has a little bit of a power advantage. You believe you have the speed advantage. Break down the rest of the game, or the rest of the styles. Where else do you have something on your side, and where else would he be positive?
I feel like obviously he has an experience advantage, championship level experience. Dan has that. I believe my wrestling's better. You know, I use it more now. Dan doesn't wrestle very much. I think my wrestling's better. I think my ground game's a little better. You know, I can get up off the bottom. You just haven't seen it yet, but I mean, I can get up off the bottom. And when I'm on top, I can control people, you know, and I'm bigger. I'm bigger than Dan, you know, naturally a bigger guy. So I think that may lead to me having a little bit of an advantage in the cardio, too, because I can wear on him. So I think I have my advantages. Dan obviously has his advantages. And I tell you one thing, he's never lacking his confidence. So you may have a little confidence advantage, too.
What do you think about him as an MMA fighter, as an Olympic wrestler? You've done what he's done. How hard is it to do what he does and have accomplished as much as he has?
It's so hard. I mean, and that's like I said, one of the only times that I'm going to go into the octagon with someone that's done more than me in their athletics career, you know, because if the Olympics and everything bounces off and we go off MMA, Dan Henderson has done more. Above and beyond. He's outdone me. And it's very hard. I mean, nobody gives you anything in the sport, man. Dan has won all those fights based on his ability to fight. His ability to go in there and train day in and day out, stand across some of the toughest men in the entire world and knock them out in most cases. So I respect him a ton. What he's done has been nothing short of amazing.
I doubt it'd be very hard for him to come and punch you in the face. Is it hard for you to go punch a legend in the face?
No chance. I'm going to punch him dead in the face as soon as I get the chance to. I mean, like I said, I like him. I think he's great, but the moment I get a chance to punch him, I'm punching him.
You have kind of followed in his footsteps in your fight style. You're a wrestler, and you sure like to throw the hands now.
Yeah.
You throw a lot of punches, a lot of powerful punches, some big knockouts in your early career. You're undefeated. Would you model yourself after someone like that? Or?
I did initially. You know, like everything I wanted to be was like Dan Henderson and Randy Couture. But now I've kind of developed my own style. You know, it's more of a pressure style. You know, I like to take people down. I like to wear on them. I like to make them fight exactly where I like to make them fight. So, but yeah, I did model my early career on Dan Henderson. You know, get to the clinch, fight in the clinch, whereas not as much now. But I'll use the clinch to wear a guy out. Pressure is what I live by.
Now, if you're going to be successful, are you going to have to use your wrestling against Dan Henderson?
Yes. Because if the longer this fight is standing, the more opportunity and the more chance he has to win it. the more wrestling that's done, I think it favors me. As we wrestle more, my odds of winning the fight goes up. As we stand more, his odds of winning the fight goes up. Can't knock me out from his back. That ain't happening. I mean, I don't care how hard you hit. You're not going to lay on your back and knock somebody out. He has to be on his feet, so I have to take him off of his feet.
Give me an idea of what this looks like if it plays out exactly how you want and you get the victory.
If it plays out exactly like I've envisioned it, then it looks like all the rest of my other fights. You know, me popping them, hitting them, taking them down, and them just kind of swinging that air, you know, and looking lost. I mean, if you know, being completely honest, you know, like a lot of guys look lost, like they don't. It's not that competitive, and if it plays out like I want it to play out, it'll look like that on Saturday.
Jon Jones is most likely going to be your next opponent should you get the victory. I know that's something you want. We talked about not overlooking Dan, but why do you want that fight so much, and how do you think that fight plays out if you ever get your hands on Jon Jones?
He's a champion, you know, and that's why I want to fight him. Outside of all of our issues, outside of the cage and everything else, he's the champion. That's why I want to fight him. Jon and I fight, same exact thing, man. I'm going to win. You know, I don't. There are a lot of times you match up with people, and you know that my style will make for a good fight against this person. I feel like that in that instance. Not everybody can say that they have a style to beat Jon Jones. I think I do.